In the previous video, I created a solid block which consisted of the upper surface, lower splitting surface, and additional capping surfaces. And then by selecting those additional surfaces and creating a shell, I'm left with an open shell 0.06 thick that represents the upper fender. You might be wondering why I went through all that trouble when I could have just simply taken the surface I already had here and thickening it. Let me show you what that looks like. I've turned off all the other surfaces and bodies to make this easier to see. So here I'm just going to select the thicken command, choose the fender, thickness of 0.06. What happens is because this is a curved surface, everything has to thicken perpendicular to the surface, which means that this bottom edge here is going to be tilted inward funny and does not match our desired splitting surface. You even see a strange anomaly that occurs here at the nose. So if I turn on the splitting surface, you can see that this surface is hanging down below it. And we want a nice clean surface so that when this mates up with the lower fender, the two will mate up on this common splitting surface neatly. I suppose we could just use this splitting surface to trim away this excess material, but it doesn't necessarily take care of this strange anomaly that's occurring at the nose. I often find that using this method of creating a solid and shelling it is more reliable than using the thicken command under these types of conditions. So here we are back at the shelled fender. The next step is going to be to add that step running around the perimeter. To do that, I'm going to use that surface we offset upward, 0.035, which I've had hidden for a while to reduce the clutter. So here we can see that stepped upward from this surface here. I'm also going to create a plane well below the fender. Doesn't really matter what the distance is, just so I can sketch on it and do a cut going upward. On this plane, I'm going to draw a sketch that is an offset inward from this outer edge. So you can see what I've done is taken this outer edge and simply made an offset inward by 0.035 inches. And then using the cut command, using the up to surface option, this cut is going to go up to this offset surface to create our step at the perimeter. Let me hide this surface so you can see a little better. So now we see we have a consistent step which is 0.035 wide running around the perimeter of our parting line. When we design the other fender, the lower fender, we'll have to remember when we design the step for that the distance that was used here was 0.035 inches. If we use the wrong dimension, the two will not fit together properly. Now a better design might be to put an extruded surface in the master model, which is an offset of this outer edge, and use that extruded surface in both the upper and lower fenders as a guide for where this step should go. That way, if the step has to move one way or the other, the master model will control the location of the step in both models, or both parts rather, simultaneously and guarantee that they properly align. It's really up to you to decide how much detail you want to put into your master model. I'll end this video here. In the next video, we'll cut out the wheel well and we'll add in the box rib with the slots for the axle.